Hi, my name is Aseye,
And I'm Cara.
and today we're going to be talking about our dining plan, our experiences, and just freshman year in general with Penn Dining. So, Cara, what plan did you start with?
So I actually switched in between two plans for freshman year.
Okay,
So fall semester I had the more dining swipes, and
okay,
then in the spring I switched to the more dining dollars.
okay, cool. Why'd you
Yeah.
switch?
Um, well, the more swipes was really good fall, but then going into the spring I had a lot of classes in Huntsman that were all like back to back. I think I had classes like 9 to 3 p.m. like all
Okay,
back to back
got
15
you.
minutes. And because they're in Houston or in Huntsman, the only like dining thing that's right there is the Pret. And so
Got
I
you.
wanted more
Okay.
dollars so I can go get like an in-between class
Wait, yeah,
snack
yeah.
at the Pret.
Wait, the
Yeah,
Pret is really nice. I
it is.
also I started with the more dining dollars and I kept that the whole year, which I thought was really nice. Also, I didn't know that Houston Market had like the meal exchange like
Yeah,
plan. So I think that was really nice, like being able to use both dining dollars and swipes for that as
yeah.
well. But what do you think like most students use and like what are the benefits of both, do you think?
I feel like I hear a combo of both. I think that they're both really good depending on like the type of person you are.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that like will order food, they'll order like Uber Eats, whatever.
Yeah.
And I think if you're that type of person, it makes more sense for you to be on more dining dollars
Yeah,
just because
yeah.
like you're getting your meals outside
For
and you don't
sure.
need to necessarily be like having like such an excess of dining
Yeah,
swipes.
yeah.
But for me, I don't order out to eat too much, so I think that the more swipes is good for me just to get like my
Yeah, for
meals
sure.
in.
And I think like both of the plans are like super flexible. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
students, like even if you have more dining dollars or more swipes, a lot of places, especially the retail locations, accept both. And then
yeah,
obviously if you're eating in like a retail location, you'll use your swipes.
yeah,
But even with the more dining dollars, you still have swipes. I mean, I know I ate in the dining cafes all the time, like basically every single
yeah,
day, and I don't think I ever ran out of swipes. So yeah,
yeah.
that's awesome.
I mean, the only two locations that you really like can only use your dining dollars at are the Stammens, the Starbucks that's at Commons,
Hmm.
and then for the two Pret locations, the one on the first floor of Huntsman, and then the MBA Pret, which is like 2 floors above.
Got you.
And I mean, like, those are good, but at the same time, it's not
Yeah.
exactly where I'd be getting a meal. It's more just like
Yeah,
for
for
my
sure.
coffee.
And I think those cafes are really nice too. Like between classes, like if you need a light bite or like
Yeah,
if you have a meeting or coffee chat, like
exactly.
I think those places are really great. But I think you can kind of like cater the plan to like whatever you need it to
Yeah,
be, honestly, either plan.
yeah.
So yeah,
I think your class schedule goes into it a
for
lot
sure, for
because
sure.
like you're going to be planning your meals around like where you are in the
Yeah,
day, which I guess like for incoming freshmen you don't quite know that yet, but you do have time to like switch your meal plan in the first like two
yeah,
weeks.
yeah,
So
yeah.
take a minute, figure out like your routine, and
Yeah,
then
definitely.
decide accordingly.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. I know both of us lived in Hill
Hmm.
first year, which has its own residential dining
Yes.
cafe, which is so nice. What was your experience like living in Hill and like having that dining option right downstairs?
Honestly, like I love the Hill Dining Hall. It was so convenient. I probably was there like breakfast and then dinner like
Yeah,
every day of second semester.
real.
I think second semester I got a lot less variety in where I was getting my meals from just
Hmm.
because I was at Hill so much just because of how convenient it was.
Yeah,
I think
for sure.
especially for dinner it was really nice because like all your friends are there.
Yeah,
You like
yeah,
step outside your door, you like text your friend like, hey, do you want to get dinner? And then like you're in the dining
yeah,
hall. You're in the dining hall and then you see someone else and then it's like all in like a big
yeah.
group of
That's,
you.
I think the Hill community was very much formed
Yeah.
by having that. I mean, even other places, especially like a lot of people,
Hmm.
some people from K-Check, like honestly, like all over
Yeah.
campus. Like I know a lot of people would come to Hill. I think Hill's also good too because it has like so many options. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? I
And
think,
there's so much space in the dining hall
yeah,
too. It's
yeah,
not like they're trying to like rush you out of there because they need
right,
to like fill seats. Like it's
right.
that's not the issue. Like you can really like sit there as
Yeah.
long as you want, do
Wait, I
whatever
fully
you
had
want.
mornings in there where I was like studying for
Yes.
assignments,
I
doing homework, eating my breakfast.
I
Yeah.
would I had a 9 a.m. like both semesters
Yeah.
for last year. And I was there like every morning 8 to like
Yeah.
9, just like doing my coursework before like
Yeah.
actually going to class,
That's
just
so
having like
real.
a slow lunch
Definitely.
breakfast.
You mentioned like having friends like in Hill,
Hmm.
like also that would come like what
Yeah.
was that experience for you? Like having friends that like you like go have
I
dinner
think
with?
it's like so sweet because like sometimes like in college like you're not always gonna have someone to necessarily go get a meal with,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you go downstairs in Hill and it's like you have all your friends in Hill.
yeah. You
You
see
look
someone that
over
you
and you
know.
see someone that you know. And it's
Yeah,
like, oh, like I was gonna have dinner alone. Now I don't have to have dinner alone because you're
exactly.
here.
That happened to me so much
Yeah.
too. Like it's so nice. And another thing that I would mention is the staff. They're so
Hmm.
nice. I had like some like fake pen moms, you know, if
Yeah.
they ever needed like a helping hand.
Yeah.
And they were always so sweet. So I think that's cool too. Like not just with the students, but also the staff too.
Yeah.
Like everyone just feels like family, and
The
it's so
dining
nice.
I feel like we really build a good community.
Yeah,
And I think that's something
definitely.
that is very personal, like, 'cause
Yeah,
you're typically having like your family meal at home,
yeah,
and then you go to college and you're kind of missing out on that. But I feel like sometimes when I was in school, like I was having those like meals that kind of felt like family meals because it's
yeah.
like your whole like all your friends are together,
That's
you're
so
just there, you're
nice.
talking, like you
Yeah.
sit there for like an
For sure,
absurd amount
too.
of time, but
No,
you're all just like
honestly,
enjoying
time
each other's company.
flies in
Yeah,
Hill.
yeah.
I literally, like, sometimes dinners I would be in there for maybe 2, 3
I
hours.
can relate to
You
that.
eat your
Yeah.
dinner, talk a little bit, maybe eat more dinner. Like,
Yeah.
it's honestly so
You're
nice.
like done eating, someone else shows up, and
And
you're
then you
talking
have
to
to
them, and
stay
then
and
you have to
talk
stay
to
until
them.
they're done eating.
Then you
And
need dessert, then you
yeah,
need a drink. Like,
yeah.
honestly, yeah, I could be in Hill Dining Hall for and
Especially the
it's-
nights when you like don't have that much work, like you're really
Yeah.
just wasting time in the dining hall.
Honestly, and that's the best place to
Yeah.
be. It's beautiful down
It
there
is.
too.
I love the fountain
The
and then the
fountain
big
is
like
my favorite.
mural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on to wider like dining locations on
Mhm.
campus, what was your favorite type of food to get?
I think it really depended on like my mood and like the phase in life.
Yeah,
When I was
yeah.
at Penn, I feel like I definitely went through like specific like phases and
Yeah.
like hyper focused on like
Fixations, yeah.
exactly. I would say like McClelland was always
Love
like a
McClelland.
top for me, especially in the winter. I love getting like the udon, like just
Yeah.
having like a warm soup in the winter really was good. And then in the spring, I got really into the chicken wraps.
Wait,
at
me too.
Hillel.
Me too.
Those were like my favorite.
I love Hillel Down. I had a
Yes.
class that was like right near Hillel, and I
Mhm.
used to always go. And legitimately, if I didn't get there right after class, the line would be basically out the door.
The line's insane, but it goes really quickly.
Yeah.
Like they move you through
They're
it.
really good. They
Yeah.
know what they're doing.
They do.
Like I think that's definitely probably one of the more popular lunch spots on campus. I
It
don't know.
for sure is, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially on the meat days.
Yeah, for sure. But those chicken wraps were so good.
Yeah.
They're so good. What do you think about like the diversity and like dining options at Penn? Like I know there's a lot of different places that serve different food. What do you think of that?
We definitely offer a lot, especially for like different religious groups. So at Hillel, we have kosher friendly food. At K-Check, which is King's Court English
Mhm.
House, we have halal and Jain friendly. And then just the different places have different things as well. So
Yeah.
I know in Hill they have like a whole vegan section.
I think
Yeah.
that's really cool. And another thing that I really liked is like we have a lot of global
Yeah.
like fusion types of food. I know in Hill, like you were talking about with the
Mhm.
vegan friendly entrees, we also have that whole like global fusion section which only serves
Yeah.
international food.
That was always one of my favorite like
yeah,
go-to spots.
I think
in
it's
the Hill
very
Dining
cool.
Hall.
Like obviously like to go and check it out. Like
Mhm.
sometimes it's not your jam, but sometimes
Yeah.
it is. You get to like try something new, and I think that was really cool. I think also just like the diversity and like types of like foods that we
Yes.
have. Like so McClelland, you know, the different like having sushi there.
Yes.
That is so cool. I love the sushi there. The dumplings are so good. Like you mentioned getting udon from there. I think bento box as well in Houston. Having that salad option, green
Yeah.
ivy. I think it's ivy leaf.
Ivy Leaf.
Yeah, wait, I see the salad from there all the time. It was so
Mhm.
good. So I think it's also cool to like get to try out like lots of different kinds of
Yeah.
food as well.
I think too, it really opens you up. Like I know there's a lot of food that is served at Penn that like I wouldn't typically be eating at home.
Yeah.
It's just my family doesn't cook that type of thing.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
it really provides you with such like an array of like
Yeah.
options that
Yeah.
you don't necessarily have when it's just like a single family
Definitely,
unit.
definitely. Another thing that I thought was really cool is having our Pret on campus as well as our Starbucks. Like I feel like those are both locations that like a lot of people know coming into Penn.
Mhm.
I think that's also really nice too if you want like a light bite to eat. And another thing that I think is really awesome is just having like a wide array of things that you can get. Something quick. I know the to-go option at McClellan is also really good too. If you're in a rush, just grab your food, drink to go. So yeah, I think Penn does a really good job of providing a wide array of things for you to choose from.
It's very true.
Yeah.
And then I think Grauman's is also like an interesting
Yeah,
to touch on
definitely.
too. I know that I didn't really use the grocery aspect
Yeah.
as much this past year just because we don't really have a place to cook
Yeah.
in Hill. But going into next year, I'm really excited to be able to get some like food there and then to be able to cook in my high rises.
Definitely.
But it's also important to note that Grauman's does have a takeout option, like you were saying
Yeah.
with McClelland, where you can get like an entree, 2 sides, and then a drink
Yeah.
for a dining swipe.
Yeah.
Which I think was very convenient, especially when I had classes that were on like that side of campus.
Yeah, I think it's just cool that we also have a grocery store on campus,
Yeah.
first of all. And also they have like so many other options. Like if
For
you need
sure.
any like I don't know, like toiletries, anything like that too.
Yeah.
So I think
it's not just food.
Yeah, I think it's really convenient to have like a grocery store you can buy snacks, groceries, whatever. And I think that also helps if you have any like dietary restrictions. Like You can see what ingredients you're buying, make your own
Exactly.
food. So yeah, it's really cool.
They even have cakes, guys. I got a
The
cake.
cakes are so
I got a
good.
cake for Valentine's Day, and
They're
it was a heart shape, and
so,
it was really cute.
that is so cute.
Yeah.
Wait, and I love like having all the like little local like bakeries making
Yeah.
food for Grauman's too. Like it's
and
always fun.
It's always really good food
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
They
it's
have
really
such
cool.
an array of like different things that
Yeah.
you wouldn't typically see at like a regular grocery store. Like
Yeah.
you're not gonna see the type of thing at like Acme or the Giant.
Yeah,
So.
it's cool. And it's nice like having those like grocery stores like nearby, but it's also
Yeah.
nice having one like right on campus. Like
Yeah.
if you need to duck in and duck out, you can. So yeah, I think that's so cool.
It is.
Do you think your dining experience at Penn is what you thought it was going to be like coming in?
I would say if anything, it's a little better. I know that like coming to college, a big like concern on a lot of students' mind is college dining. Like
Yeah.
that's something that's so ingrained in your life in high school
Yeah,
and
for
like
sure.
just growing up that going and switching
Yeah.
to like this whole new, very different thing can be very daunting.
Yeah.
But honestly, like Penn does such a good job at like providing a diverse array
Yeah,
of
I
food.
agree.
There's always something for everyone to eat, and
Yeah.
you figure out which dining hall you like the most. and
Definitely.
you end up going
frequent
there.
that a lot. Me personally, I discovered Lauder dinner halfway through
Yeah.
fall semester. I literally never went back to any other place ever. So I think it's also very cool to kind of like pick and choose
Yeah.
what you like the most. And then like we mentioned earlier, like having Grauman's too, like if you really want to cook your own food, there's ways
can
for you
do
to
it.
do that.
You can do it.
And I think also an advantage of being a Penn student is we're in Philly too. So the food scene is so great. And I think it's really awesome how we have like local people from different companies, bakeries, restaurants come and also like help and support our dining experience as well. So I think that's really cool. One thing that I'm personally really grateful for is how like I feel like Penn Dining really brings together like the Penn community. You know, like getting to be around new people. I think that's something that was really important to me. So I'm really grateful for that.
That's really true. I know like the beginning of the year, like there's this whole thing where like you go to the dining hall and you just like sit next to a stranger
Yeah.
and you just have a conversation with a stranger, and it helps you like meet so many new people, and they're
Yeah.
not necessarily people that you're gonna be friends with
For
like for
sure.
the entirety of the year, but it's someone that's like, oh, I got breakfast with her like the first week of school. Like I
Yeah.
kind of know who it is, and it helps you
Definitely.
get like a whole bunch of new faces, especially
Yeah.
in the beginning.
I think that's so important. Like I remember my first week of school, like going into the dining halls and like seeing people that I knew on Instagram and like putting that like face to that name. I think that was so cool. Another thing that I personally thought was really cool that Penn Dining does are like culinary sessions, which is so cool. Like I went into Quaker Kitchen. I went to my first one probably in February and like had this whole cooking class with this like top executive chef here at Penn, and like getting to meet new people, that was a super cool experience for me. So I think Penn does a really good job of also like having like special events. You know, I know our surf and turf dinner is a really big one, like bringing together all of these chefs, like getting to see more of them as well, you know, like getting to like really be appreciative of the people that put in so much like time and energy and effort into really making this experience like a universal thing rather than just you have your breakfast every single day. So yeah, that's something that I really appreciated.
Quaker Kitchen's like a really cool concept. I haven't gone to any of the cooking classes, but I really want to go to one next year.
Wait, yeah.
And I really like their whole like methodology of like the whole
Yeah,
thing. Like
it's
they
cool.
keep their meal the same for the entirety of the week, but the whole thing's that it's supposed to be like higher end.
Yeah, like
type
having
of
like a
situation.
fine dining experience too is so cool. Yeah.
And you have to like
awesome.
make a reservation past 6. It makes it feel so much more fancy.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to being able to go there more frequently when we're on that side of campus next year.
For sure. That's a great point. Looking into like sophomore year, like what are you excited for like dining wise? Like I know it's a little bit different because there's like new plans. So what plan are you on?
I'm on the reduced sophomore plan.
Okay, me
so I still am getting dining dollars and dining swipes, but it's slightly less than freshman year. And with that, I think I'm going to end up tending to cook a bit more. I'm living in one of the high rises, so I have more ability to cook. We have a microwave and an oven and then a stovetop. So I'm looking forward to being able to do some baking and whatnot.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I think it's really nice, the high rises where the upperclassmen live being right next to Grauman's too, which is cool to get groceries. So I think it's going to be really fun. Obviously, I'm also in one of the high rises. I'm in Harnwell. So I'll be able to cook as well. But I think I'll definitely still be going to a lot of the dining halls just because it's like very convenient too. So
And I have friends that are on like the regular full year plan too. So it's not like every sophomore is getting the sophomore plan. It's definitely not required, but I think that, at least in my situation, I like to cook, and it makes more sense for me. So,
And I think it's also cool to have that diversity in terms of what students prefer. If you prefer to cook more, then you can have less swipes, to have that support too, but also make your own food. And then if you really don't like to cook, which is totally fine, you can still be on that more dining dollars and swipes plan. So
there's definitely a thing for like each your own, you know?
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. We hope that if you have any questions about Penn Dining, this could answer some of them. And please let us know if you guys have more questions for us. We're really here to help you guys out. And yeah, you guys have a great experience waiting for you here at Penn, especially with Penn Dining. And I think the dining experience is definitely something that should be talked about more often. And thank you, Cara, for
Thank you
having
for
this
having me.
conversation. Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome.
Thank you guys. Have a great day.